Kenyan and international rugby, the prominent Kenyan rugby union player, known for his speed on the field and his contributions to Kenyan rugby. Born on March the 7th, 1991, Ojee plays primarily as a wing, center or fullback. Duncan Mutua had a chat with him, his friends and teammate, and prepared the following story as to him.
Everyone who's been around me is family. I tell you, my brother, he was my biggest inspiration. Hautamkosa kwa game yote hapa. Always. Hata weekend nikipigwa meno alikuwa hapa. Ananiambia inafika time umeacha. Yeah.
Rugby. A game that has been termed as a game of men. It is a game that requires physical strength, mental brilliance, and extraordinary skills. Jacob Ojee, one of the Kenyan's finest rugby players, has been a household name at the local and international arenas.
If it's kicking, catching, tackling, he'll always find extra time apart from the normal training time at the club to put in some work. So he's somebody who is also a leader. He can be dependable.
A skilled winger, fullback, and center, Jacob Ojee's skills has made him a force to be reckoned with.
You can see his professionalism in terms of the number of caps that he has achieved for the Kenya Simbas. I think he has over 33 caps, and that's quite a milestone for a rugby player in Kenya.
But behind the skills and tries lies a story of hard work and a deep love for rugby.
He's a lethal finisher. He's a total finisher. I think he's someone who is almost breaking the try-scoring record. I think both at the club and the national team level.
Jacob's journey to the top began just as a passion. He would tag along his brother, who played rugby.
Rugby nilianza tu as a passion by watching my elder brother play. Alikuwa anacheza high school, so earlier on in his high school life, I went to watch him play the provincial and the nationals, and ever since I just fell in love with the game. Na nikakuwa ni kitu nataka kupursue.
Ojee would later join Cardinal Tunga High School in Kisii County.
So tukiingia high school, we had like a week or two before the provincials. Mimi nikajipata tu kwa pitch ya rugby. Wakaniuliza nacheza rugby, nikapass ball hivi, tackle moja mbili, and hivyo tu ndio nilimake squad kama form 1.
He remembers his first weeks as a form 1 student with the skills of an undergrad rugby player. He became part of the school team, which later made history by qualifying for the national games after defeating St. Mary's Siala at the provincial level. And that was the beginning of the Cardinal Tunga rugby golden generation.
In high school, nilienda shule in Cardinal Tunga High School kwa Kisii. During your time kulikuwa na rugby order kwa hii country. So ilikuwa nilikuwa natoka Western, probably itakuwa Kakamega, Musingu, Achavakali hapa. In Nyanza, Powerhouse ilikuwa Maseno. Then there was Yala. Then after hapo sasa kulikuwa na either Cardinal Tunga, Kisii ama Gorosari. So hivyo. In Nairobi school, Mangu, hizo. So kushinda ilikuwa hard back then because ilikuwa ni like there's a set school yenye ilikuwa ishakuwa na rugby tradition, they always won. So Nyanza probably ndo ushinde, you had to go through Maseno and St. Mary's School Yala. Vile nimekwambia tulienda hiyo provincials ilikuwa ya 7th kani kwa form 1, tulipiga Yala in the semi-finals. So hapo ndo malijani ilianzia. We caused an upset and went to the nationals for the first time after a very long time. So we didn't get to win a lot of trophies, more so in the provincials and national setup because of the other teams which were better than us. But easy is hapa chini, tulikuwa tunashine, and I think my generation moving forward ilikuwa, I think, the golden generation ya Cardinal Tunga back then.
He was part of the Safari 7 school category back in 2009 at the age of 17 years. The 7s tournament became his breakthrough.
Safari 7s, but the school category. Siku hizi haiko. School category used to be teams zote za Nyanza, you pick the best 12 out of those different schools, then Western, hivyo. So mkikuja Safari 7s yakuwa team Nyanza versus team Nairobi versus team Valley. So I was the first one to ever make it to the Safari 7s team from Cardinal Tunga. Because always ilikuanga Yala Maseno with the bulk of players. then maybe mtu kutoka Mbira ama Gorosare moja moja, but I was the first one. So ilileta kwa platform kubwa, because then I got to play in the Safari Sevens school category back in 2009.
Between 2009 and 2012, Kisumu RFC was the heartbeat of the Lake region. The club produced some of the notable names in rugby, the likes of the late Richard Osidindi, former Kenya Shujaa player Billy Odhiambo, Martin Owila, and Lamek Abetsa. Ojee was part of the generation that attracted the heavyweights of rugby in the capital, Nairobi.
My hometown is Kisumu, and Kisumu RFC imekuwa hapo for the longest time. Some of the biggest names in Kenya rugby zimepitia Kisumu RFC. So we used to pride ourselves that ndio kuna Nairobi, kuna bigger clubs in Nairobi, but kama ni mtu wa Kisumu, you have to pride yourself in playing for the club. So I was part of a Kisumu RFC side that played very well, or participated very well in the Dallas 7 seasons at 2009, 2010, 2011. We used to compete very well. Half of that team have gone to represent the national team at different levels, and may make a very good career of themselves out of rugby. So in Kisumu RFC, from high school, as much as kulikuwa na hizo scholarships za Strathmore, who came calling, and pia tukimaliza tunaitwa Campo and all that stuff. But before I came to Nairobi for campus, nilikuwa Kisumu, and during that time, hiyo ndio period ya 2010, 2011, Kisumu RFC played sevens very well. Now from that team, literally everyone was signed to a Nairobi team. Notable names, unaweza sema ni the late Sidindi, alikuwa anachezea Impala, Billy the Kid Odhiambo alikuwa kwa team, Lamek, there's Martin Owila. Kumekuwa na a lot of people from that team who've gone and played to the national team na wakacheza rugby mob.
From Kisumu to Nairobi, Ojee joined the Kenya Commercial Bank rugby team under the influence of Andrew Amonde, with a then among the record-breaking fee.
Amonde is very close to me as a person and as a bigger brother. Na pia ni mtu wa Kisumu. So alishaniambia kitambo, wewe kuja Nairobi, we need you to play for. Sikuwa na option ya kwenda club ingine, unaona. Hata kama I once trained with Queens, because pia some of the Kisumu RFC teammates waliendanga Queens. So I once trained with them there, but nilipatananga na Amonde akaniambia ushakuja Nairobi, tupatane hapo Ruaraka. Hata sikuwa najua iko wapi. Tupatane hapo Ruaraka on Tuesday from 5. So even when nilikuja KCB.
And almost 15 years down ever since he joined the team at the 10, his journey has been a life-changing one.
Being in a big club, tumeshinda a lot. There's nothing Kenya rugby sijashinda as a player. Na sidhani I do that in any other club apart from here. And being that we were winning this match, I was able to be selected for the national team. Kaniko hapa. I've played for the national team for 10 or so years. All that time nimekuwa hapa. So KCB gave me that platform. KCB gave me that opportunity, because we are top-ranked side, we are performing side. So definitely when the selectors are looking at players to call for the national team, this is one of the places they're going to be coming to. So hizo ni opportunities nimepata tu. So from KCB, I got my call up to the national team barely 2-3 years after I was here. Then uko pia ikabidi, it's a different journey. I work my way up, play for the 15s, play for the 7s, travel the world, meet different people.
In 2013, he received a maiden call-up to the national team, but he did not play.
Because I got my first call-up in 2013, but I didn't get to play up until 2014.
In 2014, he made his debut for the Kenya Sevens team under South African coach Paul True. And that was the beginning of his rugby sevens journey as a little boy from Nyanza to becoming an Olympian with the Kenya Shujaa.
Sevens, I've had a very long season with sevens too. Nimekuwa African champ a couple of times. But nasema highlight of my career yangu ni when I went for the Tokyo Olympics. I think that was the highlight of my career, because pia hapo ndo after COVID umechoka, akili imechoka, mmekuwa camp for like a whole year, you just want it to end. Unataka tu useme sasa acha transition to other things. But then making it to Tokyo and seeing how it changed my life, changed the lives around me, I think that's something I look back with, and I'm very proud of the achievement.
There was this time the ball was kicked to us. It was a very poor kick around the middle of the field. I was playing at fullback. I initiated the counter. Somebody came for a switch. I damaged switch and then looked for option. I didn't see options, but I saw somebody at the wing there, and I always knew there's someone always at the wing. That person is Ojee. So I just flicked the pass. It was a very long pass, like from the middle of the field to the touchline. And with the pace that he took that ball, that's how the game turned the tables.
In 2015, he received his first call-up to the national 15s team, the Kenya Simbas under coach Jerome Waters.
2014, I got to play for the Shujaa. Nilikapiwa in sevens first before I was capped for the Simbas. Yeah. But, so sevens lienda tournament ya kwanza in 2014. That was under coach Paul True, the South African. Alafu in 2015, Jerome Water gave me my first start, my first cap against Portugal. Hapo hivyo Kerio. I'm proud of every single achievement we did at the national team setup. But the first cap was special because I had Darwin with me in that game. That was our first cap together. So Darwin is one of the person I've played for with most, both at club and at country. We got the first call-up, tulipata the first debut pamoja, and it's special because you kumbuka hizo siku. But for the Simba side, we really tried. I think during 2015 to 2017, that's the best Simba side the country has ever had. During the time tulipanda rank mpaka number 22 in the world, almost just qualifying for the World Cup, missing it with the point difference. So iliuma, but it's something you can look back with and say, hey, tulikuwa tunaenda create history hapo nyuma. So that I hold very dear.
The former student of accounts and finance got a career-ending injury at the prime of his rugby career. 2015,
that was like the height of my career. Kumbuka nimekwambia that's when I got my first test match in 15s. Nilikuwa nishaingia 7, so I was a mainstay. So tunapanga 2016 kwenda Rio. The Olympics was in Rio in 2016. I got a very nasty injury at the tail end of 2015. It was career-ending injury. And given that I'd never had an injury before, it really messed me up mentally. Because you see, the physical for sports people, it's easy. Because utapona haraka, because uko na physio, uko na madoc, nini, nilifanya surgery. But it was a very bad injury. People, even myself, I didn't know I was going to come back. But nasema miraculously or something, nilikuwa bado in and around rugby. So I started doing coaching. Started coaching. Mahali popote tu niko kwa rugby, so kuna watoto kwa kona fulani, nashughulika nao. The girls team at KCB, it is called Northern Suburbs, nikaanza kwa coach. Na pole pole nikajirudisha kwa game through that. Ikanisaidia hata kudeal na the mental aspect of it, because now I'm from here, I'm achieving most of my dreams. The sun mefika prime, then all of a sudden it's like it's cut short and you can't play anymore. Actually, that's the time when I went back to school. Nilikuwa nishasoma initially, but nikarudi shule again to do now my second degree with finance. Nikarudi shule because I needed a distraction. I needed a distraction. Nikumbushe, I've been so busy throughout the last 4 years. Kenya nafanya ni rugby. Then all of a sudden, siwezi fanya rugby, so meka home. Nilipitia vitu mingi. I was in a very bad place, but I managed to snap out of it through just integrating other things, kama your coaching, na yo nini, and I bounced back.
Apart from injuries, athletes have some of the best and funny memories. Ojee was once forced to dance by his teammates after a try he made.
Nimecheza nao watu wanapenda kudance. They've put me on the spot so many times. And I think you know them. Kama Mimi, Bufa, Jeff, shout out to you guys. Akina Olindi. When you score a try, there's a time waliniambia, ukitinga try tena hapo kose kudance unakufukuza nje. I think there's a clip somewhere where I tried dancing. Na iangalianga nasema hii ni ufala. But for them, it was like the best moment for them because they actually managed to pull me out of that shell. Because naweza celebrate, mimi ule mtu natinga unaangalia unapiga kifua, and they're like, hey, Kenyans lazima tuchapange dance. And you see when it goes well, tunasifiwa. When it doesn't go well, tunakashifiwa. But this is part of the sport. So for me, that particular clip, if you can find it, that's one of the biggest family moments for me.
But beyond the accolades and success on the scrums, off the pitch, Jacob is equally driven. He is a successful entrepreneur, a founder of The Outlook, a clothing brand inspired by his love for fashion and hip-hop culture.
As a lover of clothing and fashion and everything, nilianzisha biashara ya fashion, ya manguo brand. I started our own brand, it's called The Outlook brand. So Outlook is ideally just a company dealing with clothing from athleisure, sportswear, activewear, corporate wear, As a company, it's a general purpose company which deals with branding and merchandising. So that's when how I branched out to the business side. Being part of a sports team, it was easy because kila idea nilikuwa nataka nilikuwa naileta hapa kwanza just to kuonea support iko wapi na inakaaje. So people embraced it. Nilikuwa nikitengeneza matisho hivi kalikali ama na print kitu kali, watu wana embrace. Tunaenda tona hivi unaunda ka tisho, watu wana embrace. So it gave me the psyche or the energy to continue pushing. So ilianza tu kama biashara ya kawaida, wana print nguo 3 hapa pale hivyo, up until we grew it up mpaka ni kampuni which is contracted to do general merchandising for corporates, for different companies and all that, but still maintaining its original purpose yenye ni a clothing brand, because idea yangu ilikuwa ni we can have our own clothing brand in the country because we have a lot of foreign companies zenye ziko na brands hapa locally. So mbona si tusiingie kwa hiyo market na jaribu kupush. So outside of rugby, apart from me doing something to do with my profession yenye ni either auditing for a firm, ama doing bookkeeping for a firm for either as a consultant. I do it mostly as a consultant. Apart from hiyo yenye ni professional line of what I studied, I also run this business on the side.
In rugby, there are players who make a difference, and then there are those who leave a legacy. Jacob Ojee is one of those players.
Easy to malimefika in my career, it's like we are transitioning into the new generation. My role as a player right now, even as a leader in the team, is to help the team to transition and leave it at a better place. Because sitasema nitacheza hapa again for the next 3-4 years. Haiwezekani. Even if I wanted to, there's other things I want to continue building in life outside of rugby, right? So my role right now is play the best I can. Kuna trophy fulani tunakimbiza hapa, imetuchenga for the past few years. That's the job niko na hapa. I'm among the few people who are still playing KCB rugby who've actually won the trophy. So you know what it takes for you to win it, how deep you need to dig, because the opposition has grown stronger and stronger over the years. So it needs everyone to bring their head together, and you actually teach this coming generation, the younger guys, that ni ngumu kushinda hii trophy. So our job is actually to help them win it. From there, watakuwa sawa.
He has been a generational talent and a true champion, both on and off the pitch.
I've been doing my papers over time. So I'm going to transition into coaching. That's also a plan that I have, transition into coaching. I already do a bit of coaching here and there in the international schools. I've done coaching with the ladies team, the Northern Suburbs team. So it's a path that I'm also looking at, and definitely also growing my business and my company. So that's the transition in Angalia. In terms of rugby, I'll transition into coaching and just to give back to the same sport that has really built me and given me everything. Alafu na pia kushika hiyo route ya biashara na kujaribu grow it even more over time.
Duncan Mutua, TV 47 Sports.